Tilly and the Tiny Dragon. In a sunny village called Puddlebrook, there lived a little girl named Tilly who loved to read books more than anything else in the world. Her room was stacked with stories of knights, castles, talking animals, and magical creatures. But the one creature she wished were real the most was a dragon. Dragons aren't real, her brother Max would always tease, but Tilly believed they were. And one warm spring afternoon, she found proof. Tilly was walking through the meadow when she heard a soft sneeze. It wasn't like any normal sneeze. It sounded like a puff of wind and a squeaky squeal mixed together. Curious, she followed the sound to a patch of tall grass. There, sitting with watery eyes and hiccups of smoke, was a tiny dragon, no bigger than a kitten. He had emerald green scales, teeny wings, and a glittery nose. Whoa, Tilly gasped. You're real. The little dragon nodded and sniffled. I'm Flint, and I think I'm lost. Tilly scooped him up gently. Don't worry, Flint, I'll help you. She took him home in her backpack and gave him warm milk and cookies. Flint was very shy, but very polite. He even helped warm her tea with his gentle fire breath. Over the next few days, Tilly and Flint became best friends. She'd hide him in her dollhouse, build him blanket fort, and read him bedtime stories. But as much fun as they had, Tilly noticed something. Flint looked sad when he stared at the sky. What's wrong? She asked one evening. I miss my family, he whispered. I was flying with my flock when a big gust of wind blew me far away. I don't know how to get back to Dragon Hill. Tilly's heart ached. She didn't want to lose her new friend, but she knew he didn't belong in a dollhouse forever. So she made a plan. They would find Dragon Hill, even if no one believed it existed. Tilly packed a backpack with snacks, her compass, a blanket, and her lucky book about dragons. She drew a map based on everything Flint remembered: a tall hill, a waterfall shaped like a dragon's tail, and skies full of clouds. Early the next morning, they set off. They crossed Bubbling Creek, climbed twisty trees, and even ran from a group of startled geese. Flint gave them a smoky sneeze, and the geese waddled away in a flurry. After hours of walking, just as the sun began to set, they found it, the tall hill with a waterfall that curved like a dragon's tail. Flint's eyes lit up. That's it, that's Dragon Hill. Suddenly, the sky shimmered, and dozens of dragons, big, small, red, blue, glided through the clouds. One of them spotted Flint and swooped down. Flint, cried a golden dragon, we've been looking everywhere for you. Flint ran into his mother's wings, hugging her tight. Tilly smiled, but her heart felt heavy. She knew it was time to say goodbye. Thank you, Tilly, Flint said, hugging her finger with his tiny claws. You're the bravest human I've ever met. You're the best dragon I've ever met, she said, trying not to cry. With a swirl of wind and sparkle, the dragons rose into the sky. Flint waved until he was just a glimmer among the stars. Tilly walked home under the moonlight, her heart full of adventure. She missed Flint, but she knew he was where he belonged. From then on, she looked up at the sky every night, just in case a tiny dragon came back for story time. And sometimes, when the wind blew just right, she swore she could hear a tiny sneeze in the breeze.